Welcome to Monblue Prep. Monblue Prep is a preparatory track of Monblue, which helps you in improving your problem solving skills, wherein it will be easy for you to complete the HackerRank challenge of 2600 points. So, these beginner level sessions will help you in this process. So, each day we take up a live session with some concepts and some problems. And there are some sessions exclusively on problem solving. In today's session, I'll be taking up the concepts of objects in JavaScript, how we can create objects, handle objects, and manipulate the data using objects. That will be covered in today's session, along with some problems as well. Fine. So everything like in JavaScript is objects we have seen. So how we are going to create objects and handle the data, let us see here. So object in this case is a collection of what properties here, where each property has the form of what key, then colon followed by that you are having value. Good. So where each property is indicated with what key value combination. The combination of key and value we are calling it as a property. So here key is a unique name, unique value that is used to identify. If you are having any queries, guys, just text me in the chat. I will address them at the end of the session. Or during, if that requires immediate attention, then and then I'll address that one. Good. So that is what key and value. So an object is collection of what properties, where each property has key and value, where each key is unique and value can be anything. So value can be any one of these things, isn't it? So when we are taking a value, so what is key? A key is used to uniquely identify each property. Each property is identified by the key, and the value that is associated with the key can be anything. So it can be number or string, isn't it? So that can be number, string, boolean value, undefined, isn't it? Or it can be an array, or another object also, or it can be a function also. Value can be any one of any these things. So what is the syntax to create an object is this way. So you just declare it using var or let, then object name, whatever object name you want to give is equals to, then within the curly braces you are going to enclose the properties. So where each property you are going to give here, first of all key 1, then followed by that whatever value you want to assign, then separated by comma, then next key second. This is just a syntax, guys. Then you have value, whatever value one. So each property, this thing we are calling it as property. So like that you are going to have several properties combined together to create an object. So how does that work here? Like that you can have multiple properties. Good. So this is a basic syntax. Using that we can create an object. Now let's see here how, with an example. Like suppose I want to create an object called as what, student. So objects allows us to create our own types, isn't it? So what does a student have? The key that I want to represent for a student is what? Suppose every student generally has some ID, unique ID. So I want to give the key as ID and its value 1001. Okay, then student name is there. So that name can be string. So I'm giving the name as what, Ravi. Then ID is this one, name is Ravi. Then another thing, you can give any value, that is quotes. Another property with the key as quotes and the value as what you want to get as Java script. Let's do a console of this one and check. Console.log student. You can see here it is created, an object is created with these properties. Now, how can we access the individual properties? First one is you have created. Okay, fine. That's good. So we can access the individual properties by their key. So this property I want to access. Property is combination of this ID and value. So I want to access the ID by its, sorry, I want to access the value of the property. So what you'll be giving here? The object name dot the key, isn't it? The key is what here? ID. So that will give you the value as what? 1001. Now we can use the dot notation. You can see here we are using the dot notation to access, that is the object name dot the property key, isn't it? So that will give you the value. That is how you are going to access each value by its key. Good. Or you can use the square bracket notation also. In that case, you are going to give ID in the single quotes. That way also you can specify. So what is the difference is, suppose in some cases you may have when to use square brackets means I'm giving email ID. Email ID has space, isn't it? So what will happen here, if you are having the space in a key, it will give it, if you use dot notation, it will be invalid. So in that case, you can use a square bracket notation, like you can see here, email space ID. The key is this one. This is one way you can use the, yeah, email ID is this one, invalid, isn't it? It does not give an yeah, now it is correct. Email ID, spelling was wrong there. This is how you can access the values. Good. Now, suppose if I want to update, okay, creating, you have seen how to create an object, how to access it by its key. Each property key you can use and access the values. Good. Either you can use the dot notation or you can use the square bracket notation to access the values. Good. Now, if you want to update, like suppose at the time of creating the object, you have given the ID as 1001. Later on, you want to update that one. So you can just do that one. Student.id is equals to 2001. I can just check here. Just object, you can just display here and check. Isn't it? So what you are getting here, ID as what? 2001. It's updated. Isn't it? It is what? Updated. So that way you can just update. Fine. One more thing, guys. If it is not their ID, we can just create also. Like suppose student dot phone number or mobile number is not there in that phone. I can just see and assign some value. Isn't it? Now just check here. At the time of creating the object, student mobile or phone number was not there. Later on, we have added it. Isn't it? Now you can see here at the end, the phone is added at the end. Is that okay, guys? So if that property not, it did not give the error, like you are not having the any property with the key phone, but instead what it has done, it has automatically added that one. Isn't it? So JavaScript interpreter will automatically identify if that key is not there, it will identify that and it will just add it. If the key was already there, it will just update that its value. In this case, you can see here, that is the difference. Good. You can see guys, like how to create the object. You have seen CRUD operation, create object. Then this is how you can update an object. These are the two things that we are using to update an object. If it is not there, it will be created. If it is already there, it will just change the content of that property of the specified key. Now you can just delete any property as well. How you are using the delete statement, delete followed by the name of the object dot the property. You can see in this case codes is deleted. Okay, so these are the CRUD operations: create, update, read, and delete. How can you read the properties by their key? This is how you are doing that one. Good. Fine. This is one way of creating an object. Simple, easy way. And second method of creating an object is suppose you want to create an object item is equals to new object. So this is the keyword. New is used to allocate the memory. In JavaScript also it's used to allocate dynamically memory. Then object is a predefined object here. Class is there. Using that you can just create that. So in JavaScript we use interchangeably for class and object, like unlike other languages. So you can just check it out. You'll have an object created with no keys or no properties. Sorry, empty object is created here. So in that case, how you are going to do means you need to add the values like item dot code is equals to 9009, item cost. Okay. Now I can just check it here. It was empty here. Yeah, this is the second way you can just create an object. Okay, guys. So that is first way and second way. There are other ways also. I'd like to stick it to the basic these concepts. Let's see others later on. Good. Now, sometimes we are given what we call object, and we do not know exactly what are the properties, isn't it? So we know that we have created an object, we know it exactly. So what are the properties and what are its keys? So we can just process it easily, isn't it? In some cases, if we get the data from external sources, like from some other file or some other source, then how can we get the name of the properties? Is you can iterate to that one for where you can give prop of student. Speaking time. I don't know. Guys, do not annotate. Someone has done the annotation. He is not okay. Fine. In, I think. Fine. Good. It's not iterable. Yeah, in it is not off. Fine. Good. So what you are getting here, you can see that you can iterate through all the what you call properties and get the key from that one, isn't it? The student is there. From student, you are getting the first key, that is ID, isn't it? When you don't know, you can just iterate this way. Okay, using the property, you can get the what you call, if you know the object name, you can easily get the value associated with that property, isn't it? You can see here, ID is there, name is there, codes is there, and email ID. You can get it. Good. So this is one way you can use when you don't know exactly what are the property that are there in an object. Good. Fine. Now let's do one more thing. Like we have seen how we are having what you call these things in an as values. Numbers we have seen, strings we have seen. Yeah, boolean is also a scalar value. You can just see that one. Now how can we have an array as what you call, suppose language is known. I want to have a property as languages, isn't it? So in that case, you are giving this one, isn't it? So it could be string C++, then Java, then you're giving Python. So this is an array, isn't it? Key in this case is languages known, and value associated with that is what? An array, isn't it? You can just see here, it's an array with list of values. That goes to show that you can even have an array as a value. We'll see some more examples with that later on. Good. And you can even have an object also, like suppose another object also. If I want to represent address. So in this case, address is the key for this property. In address, what do we have generally? House or door number. Then I want to indicate street. It's an object, another object, isn't it? Isn't it? Now you can see here in this case, address is there. That is what? Another object as a value. Good. Now in this case, if you want to access that one, so how do you access the address directly? You can just give here console.log, yeah, student.address, put in that. But it's an object. So if you want to refer again to city, then you can just use dot and give the city. Just display only what? Bangalore. You can see here in this case, it has displayed what? Bangalore. Why Bangalore was displayed here is because student in that dot, we could refer to this property with the key address, but its value is again an object. From that I want to refer to the city, only city, so you can just give it here this way. Good. And coming to this one, like you have an languages known array, isn't it? So it's an array basically. You can just process the element. Suppose if you're having, yeah, whatever operations you are performing on the array can be performed. So basically you can access it using the name console.log. How do you access the basic array? The same way. So what we are doing here, student dot, what is the name of that languages known is the key. Is that okay, guys? This way you can just get only the array. So it will give you an array. So whatever operations you are performing in the array, you can just perform on that list of values. We'll see one example. Some of that or greatest among that, you can just do that one. So these are different things. Yeah, one more thing I want to simplify. Don't want to make more thing complicated for you. You can even have a function also here. Like how do you have a function here? Like suppose in an object display info is there. I want to just create a function here. You can have callback function also or simple function. Yeah, with parameters. You can even take the parameters. I want to just display that one console.log. I want to refer to this object, this dot id. So how do you call that one actually? You can see here. Okay, display info is a function type. It's an object of type function. So how do you execute a function is by its name. Student dot just you have to give what here? The name of the property. Isn't it? In that case, it would execute the function. Now, anyone who's looking at this display info will treat that as a function, but the name of the key. It's a key, but a key is having the value as a function. In that case, you are going to give the brackets to call that function. Good. So that way you can have, yeah, this will refer, this is a keyword that is used to refer to the current object ID, isn't it? So that way you can use the functions also. Yeah, any number of functions you can have, and you can execute or call the function by using the function name. Good. Yeah, this was the all about how you can just create, update, read, and delete objects. Let's take one example here, like I'll come to this later on. Suppose we have an object here where some products is equals to, we have various products here. Product one, whatever maybe the cost of that one, 300. Then product two is there, its cost is 500. Product three is there, its cost is 190. Now our task is to what? Find the sum of these values, sum of all the values that are associated with each property. So how can we get that one? Yeah, one simple approach is the same thing that we have used at the top, that we can use here. Guys, can you see my screen, everyone? Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Now I want to find the sum. So what you can do here, you can use the for loop and iterate. So you can declare one variable here where sum of that one, isn't it? And you can just go for what? So there are list of that. What is the name of the object is products, I think. So products. Then you can get the sum, isn't it? Sum plus is equals to, how you can just get the products, yeah, what? Products of what? Prop. It will just give you all the products cost, isn't it? This will give the cost of all the products, isn't it? Simply you can just display the sum. So you got the sum as what? 990. This is the simplest way that you can get the sum of all the values of the properties that are there in an object. So you can just loop through all the properties get in the given object and take the value associated with that one. Yeah, in this case all are numbers, so you can just add it. In most of the cases, like you're working with shopping cart or items, whatever it may be, so you want to find the sum of all those values, you can just use this logic. Yeah, there is another way also, guys, like you can use let me show that one. So there is some object dot values of the given object will give you the all the values. It will return an array of all the values. Let's just console and check that one. It will just give an array of all the values also with each property, that is in the form of an array. You can see that. So object is the predefined object. We have dot values will give you all the values, list of all the values, only values will be returned. Yeah, if you want to get the keys, you can use the keys also that way. So object dot keys of the given object will just give an array of what? Only keys. So you can see here object dot keys of the given object products has given you an array of all the properties key, isn't it? Keys of all the properties, you can say product one. And if you want to get the values, you can use what? Object dot values of the object, specified object. It will return these values 300, 500. Yeah, if you want to find the sum, you can use now. Sum is equals to, it's an object, so you can just use this to find the sum. isn't it? It's an array, so it will give you all the list of values. So you can use the function and just find the sum. You can repeat using for loop, or you can use the function reduce. So reduce will reduce it to a single value, isn't it? So you can just take that one, values dot reduce a comma b. Guys, if you don't know reduce, don't worry about that one. Just use it to get the sum of the values. It will reduce it to a single value in the JavaScript. You can just Google it, or in next sessions to come, I'll explain one. I'll have one session on that one. This is one way. Basically, it will just reduce it to a single value to find the sum of this array. That's given as what? 990. This is how you can just access the elements in an sorry, that are from an object and reduce it to a single value. That in this case we are coming up. Now let's take one example of much more complicated example, then do that one. Suppose we have an object student with yeah, first of all, let's come to array of objects, then I'll come to this example. So next concept is on this one. Array of objects. Yeah, this is the case that we'll be dealing with most of the time. So whenever we are getting the data from external sources, we'll be getting what? Array of objects. So that will contain lots of data and we need to manipulate. Like suppose, yeah, JSON, most probably like JSON objects will come as an input from external source. But it is JSON is different and these objects are different. So there's a difference between that. I'll tell you that some other time. But there is similarity. So let's take an example. Like suppose I want to have where students is equals to an array. Good. So in this case, what we'll have is array of what? Objects. So in this case, we'll have all the objects with the same structure, that is same properties. Values may differ, isn't it? So structure or properties will be same, means I can have what? ID, student ID as 101, then name, isn't it? Name Raj, course as JavaScript. So this is first object, isn't it? Next, student details you want to organize, so you're giving that. Isn't it? In the same way, next, student details. Whatever could be the course, could be C language, could be Java. Good. So like that, we are having an array of what? Objects. Now, how you are going to access is in the same way. How you are manipulating arrays, in the same way you are going to manipulate that one, isn't it? For var obj of here. So in will use the index of, you can just see here. Now from object, like if you want to manipulate each object, you can use this array and manipulate. Like I want to display the student details who are JavaScript, only JavaScript. So how can we do that one? Only JavaScript details, student details I want to display from this array of objects. You can write the condition and you can just filter it. So how you are iterating through array, isn't it? So here in this case, students is an array. Is having array of objects. So before we display, what we are going to do here, just need to check if obj. So obj will iterate through the this for loop will iterate through this one. First obj will have what here, first object, these things, isn't it? So from that one I want to get the codes, obj dot codes. If it is equals to what we have given the capital, so let's give here, not worry about the case test. Then you are going to display that object. Good. So it will display only the details of the students of what, JavaScript. Okay. So like that, we can just have an array of object and manipulate it using the same way how we manipulate the values in an array. Good. Now I want to just have the data updated. You can just update the details, add more objects. These all things like CURD operations you can perform as it is on the array of objects. Let's take up one more example. I will just take a structure. Yeah, okay, fine. So this is same another example that I'm taking up on array of objects. So given an array of objects, we are having this array of objects of what, bytes. You can use where or let to create an object, that doesn't matter, isn't it? Now, guys, so from this, what I want to do is I want to display those like the bikes whose cost is more than 80,000, more than 80,000. Those bikes, isn't it? Here we have an array of bikes. So what we can do here, we can use that same, isn't it? So loop here for where obj each object, you are having obj of what, bikes. So what we are going to do here, if obj dot bikes, we are going to have the price. So price should be what, greater than 80,000, isn't it? So we want to get the names of those bikes. So you can just give here obj dot name. It will display the names of those bikes whose cost is more than 80,000. Like that, you can filter the data and display. Yeah, it is only Pulsar. There's only one bike, I think. We have Apache also, isn't it? It's not displayed. Why we are getting only Pulsar here? Dot price is there. Okay. Let's check the data type of these things. So you can just console.log type of, yeah, everything is number only. Good. Fine. Let's give here its number. So directly we can use that. Only one value is being displayed, that is pulsar. It could be the case. Name is okay, price is okay. The data type for these key values is number we are given. Okay. Yeah, it has just displayed the last one. I think the pulsar at the last 95,000. Okay. That's it rating. Sorry, you did not console here. Yeah, happens sometimes you overlook. Yeah, we want the names of those bikes whose cost is more than 80,000. Good. So we got Apache, Pulsar, this Apache, and this Pulsar, and this Pulsar. Okay. So that way you can use this one and go for that one. This is one thing. And I want to update the ratings, guys. One more thing I want to update here. Like there is no what do you call key called as rating. So I want to update the rating for that one. So for the bikes which has got the cost as more than 80,000, I'm going to give a rating of high. And other than that, I'm going to give a rating of what, low. So if the object price is greater than 80, so let's create one, what do you call, so obj dot, let's give here rating is equals to, if it is more than 80,000, we are going to give it as what, high. Else obj dot rating is equals to what, low. So what would happen here? In this case, there is no field, no key called as rating. So it would add it, isn't it? So once we have done that one, updated it, console.log, what we can do here? What we can do here is we can just display the what you call array. The name of the array is bikes. You can just display that. So there was no key called as rating here. We have added it, isn't it? So based on the price, if the price is more than 80,000, what will happen here? It will just iterate through the array of bikes, isn't it? So where each object is taken, its price is taken into consideration. If price is what, more than 80,000, good. For this one, it is satisfied. Then it has set the rating as what, high, isn't it? For this one, the condition is false. So it has gone to else, and the rating was what, low. Yeah. So like that, you could update it. Okay, fine. Fine, cool guys. Any question, any queries in this? You can just ping me. Can we sort these objects that we are having in an array? Can we sort? So the array provides us with a function called as sort. You know that, isn't it? Can we sort this? Sorting array of objects, what, with respect to their what do you call, price? With respect to their price, I want to sort. Not appending, sorting. Sort this one. So the ones with the highest cost should be displayed first, highest to the least. Now when you are displaying this one bikes, it's generally how it is there in that one, isn't it? So with respect to that one, we want to sort it. So array, generally provide that one, isn't it? So bikes dot sort you can give here, isn't it? Sort function takes a callback function. So I'm giving here obj1 comma obj2. Good. So if you don't know what is sort function, that I have taken up in the previous session of arrays, you can check it out. So obj2 minus, yeah, you can append it. You can append it. Push is there, no? In the chat, someone like has asked the question 462. You can use the function push and add a new object. So how can you do that? One is bikes dot push. That is different. Push, and you're giving the object here, isn't it? So which object you want to push, you can give as a parameter. Name, whatever is the name of the bike you want giving XYZ. Then the price of that one. You should have the same structure. It's not same, but for our convenience, isn't it? You can see here this was not there. Now later on you have added it. Okay, that way you can add it. So how we are going to sort it with respect to the price? So you're giving obj2 dot price minus. So in place sorting will be done with this guy. So obj1 dot price. This would just sort the array in the descending order, isn't it? So we got the bike with the highest cost displayed at the top. This one. Okay. Now you want to get in descending order, you can just give here obj1. So how it is happening, guys? Good. So what will happen in this case? Obj1, obj2 means what you'll get here. Sort means first of all it will take object 1. This one object 1 as go as parameter. Then object 2. So in place sorting will be done. So it will be sent to the callback function. Obj1 dot price means you're getting this one minus that one, isn't it? It's positive. So it will be doing in place sorting. The next case it will be doing obj dot this means it will take this value, isn't it? And apply with the output that you got here. Got it. So that way it will just perform the sorting and will proceed like that. And when it iterates through all the properties, you have array sorted. Good. Let's take up one more example on this one. We comment this. So we are working with array of objects, isn't it? Suppose we are given an array of objects like this where students is there. Where you are having array of objects with ID 1, then there are subject marks. Like I'm taking maths marks 90, then science. You can take maths, physics, chemistry. These are the marks I'm taking: physics, then chemistry. This is for one student, isn't it? So like that you can take for multiple students. With different IDs. Good. Now I want to update the total and result of for these for each object. So you do not have actually total here. each object here has what, how many properties are there? There are 4 properties with key value ID, then property with maths, then physics and chemistry marks, isn't it? So I want to update the total marks. So how do we get the total marks? Is you have to add the individual marks of these things, isn't it? And update that one. So how you are going to do that one? So you have to iterate, isn't it? For where obj, each object you are going to take students, isn't it? Then you had obj dot maths marks you are going to take plus obj dot you are going to take what, physics marks plus obj dot chemistry marks, isn't it? Let's take one variable here, t, for total marks. Once you are done with the total, you are going to update that one. So how we can update is obj dot total is equals to value for that is what, t, isn't it? We have added that. Okay guys, so that way you can just update it. Now I want to update result as well. If the student is securing more than 40 in all the subjects, it is pass, otherwise fail. So how you are going to update that one? If you are going to take the individual marks, so that is obj dot maths is there, it's greater than what, 40, and obj dot physics is there, that is greater than or equals to 40, and obj dot chemistry marks are greater than or equals to 40. So, so if this is the case, we are going to have one more field here. What is that? Obj dot result is equals to what? Pass. Else, if that condition is not satisfied, then you are going to have obj dot result is equals to what? Fail. Got it? Now let's check here. Just like console.log of students. We did not close the brackets. Yeah, after this we did not give the comma, guys. Yeah, after every object. You can see here, initially whenever we have created the object, we did not have these things. That we had only 3 properties, sorry, 4 properties, ID, maths, physics and chemistry with these keys. Later on, based on the individual subject marks, we have calculated updated the total and result. Now you can see in this case, total is 191, the result is pass. So in this case, the student has failed. Why? Because he got 10 marks in maths. So that is how you can just do it. Now you can apply the filter on this one and view only the past student details or student who have scored more than like 70% or who is the topper. We can sort it and we can get it. Yeah, sorting also can be done on this one. Yeah, in the previous example we have done the sorting. Now you can do the sorting here also and know the student details who got the highest marks, or you want to know the student details who got the least marks. These all things will apply the same way. Yeah, basically this is how you can do with the array of objects. What I've done here, I've just created, got the data here in the array of objects with these properties. Later on, we have iterated through that one array, and for each object, you have just updated the total marks and the result. Good. Yeah, any queries in this, guys? You can just text me.